Back in February, which feels like many moons ago now, I was sitting on the toilet. No, I won't tell you what I was doing on there, I'll leave that one to the imagination. Stop thinking about it, you freak. But I was sitting there, doing my business, scrolling, as you do, and I got a notification from YouTube. It was about a post about me. So automatically I was very intrigued, and I clicked on the notification. It took me to this. A post by a person named K-None-Official. And I saw the name and I went, interesting. I have no idea what that means, but I'll read the rest and see where the context clues take me. We've got another one. And on this very day, I'm going to analyse one of these mutt-worshipping normies who can't comprehend why such forums exist. Talk about living in a bubble. Talk about nutter fragility. Thanks, Amanda. I don't know if he meant Amanda, or if there is a person named Amanda. Maybe there is. I haven't heard of the name before. Because, again, as he said, I live in a bubble. I have no idea what's going on. But yes, I read this and I went, ow, that's mean. I'm not a nutter. Even though I kind of come across as a nutty type of guy on my videos, I'm normal-ish. And if you're wondering what this is about and you've never seen this before, it's about these people who hate dogs. The very existence of dogs turns them red with rage. Some of them have reasons, you know, they've been attacked by a dog before or something like that, and that's fair enough. You know, you don't like dogs, you don't like dogs. I don't care. You know, I like dogs, you don't like dogs, I know. Who cares? You like ferrets, I don't like ferrets. That's weird. You like ferrets, but you don't like... Anyway, it doesn't matter, it's none of my business. But I was like, oh, that's interesting. I'll have a look at the channel. And I did. I looked over it, and it's just, destroying dog memes featuring dog culture critics. The very well-known dog culture critics, DCC, very well-known and beloved. But I thought, hey, it'd be, you know, be funny to have a look at this guy's channel and kind of respond and, you know, have a bit of fun with it. But, you know, weeks passed, months passed, I went, who cares? I forgot about it, really. I just went, why bother? I don't think I can be bothered. But I was going through my screenshots on Google Drive, as I do from time to time, see if I've got any good things in there. And I came across it again, and I went, interesting, let's see what this fella's up to. K-None-Official, as if there's any other one. And I scrolled down and I just, you know, had a look at some of the videos. I haven't looked through them, I just look at the thumbnails and, you know, they're, in a word, insane. But you may be thinking, that might be harsh. You've only looked at the thumbnails. How could they be insane? Well, just look at them. Don't think I need to really say anything other than say, look at them. Look at that. But it's not just the videos, it's also the posts. This was a fantastic one that I had a nice little chuckle to. Dog-worshipping psychopaths and disingenuous shills need to quit accusing us of supporting so-called animal abuse. For starters, dogs can scarcely be considered animals, okay? Since they are the bastardization of one. Secondly, the only animal most of us have an issue with, besides a few people in this space extending their critique to pet culture in general at the times, is dogs. And we don't want to abuse dogs. We want them to no longer be propagated. So you want them to no longer breed? Okay, that's an interesting view. I don't want to abuse them. That's ridiculous. I just want them to all die and no longer exist. The very existence of dogs is predicated on animal abuse. See what they've turned the majestic wolf into, a pathetic, deadly aberration. And you dog apologists, directly, indirectly support animal abuse by embracing, acquiring and maintaining dogs. Yeah, how dare you acquire an animal that needs a house to stay? You know what you should do? You should leave them out on the street. You should leave them in the pounds where they get euthanized. That's where you should leave them. In case you never got this memo, dog food does not grow on trees. Are you serious? It doesn't grow on trees. Dog food doesn't grow on trees. Huh. Wow. You know, I never thought about that. I always thought, hey, I go to the supermarket and the dog food's there in with everyone else's food. It's a supermarket. I just automatically assumed that if it's in the supermarket, it must grow on trees, just like everything else in the supermarket. Because when I go to like the lolly section, I want a packet of sourworms. I go, wow, look at that, the majestic sourworm, recently picked off the sourworm tree. Give me two. Tons of harmless and actually beneficial animals are sacrificed to these ravenous and pointless shithounds. But of course you mutt worshippers don't care about any of those animals. Well, you know what, you're right. Just because I like dogs, that means I don't like any other animals. I hate the rest of them. If I could just live in a world with just dogs, I mean, that's the perfect world, really. We don't need any of these other animals. Giraffes? Get them out of here. They're weird, they've got long necks, I don't like it. Or the many wildlife animals dogs routinely harm, just by virtue of existing. In point of fact, one of our primary objections to the presence of dogs is how harmful their very existence is to the natural world. People have concocted a bizarre, warped version of a natural animal, the dog's progenitor, and now embrace an artificially propagated, degenerate mutant descendant, and have contempt or indifference for actual canines, and all native pre-existing fauna because they inexplicably worship this of nature. This now pointless human creation, which has outlived any usefulness it may have had to our species. And you know you're right, dogs have outlasted their usefulness, and I think we could apply that to a lot of other things. Grandma, if you're watching, okay, we're taking you to the pound, you've outlasted your usefulness. Dogs should have fallen out of favour, gone extinct sometime around the Industrial Revolution. If you're going to talk crap, at least get your facts straight, nutter. I can't believe you just called me that. Okay, that's my word, alright? Only I can use it. Wow, call me a nutter, honestly. Call me a nutter again, see what happens, pal. Don't cross me. As you can see, it's quite the obsession, and as I've said many times in the 3 videos I've done on these people prior, you don't have to like dogs. You can hate dogs, that's fine. Like, you're making this big hullabaloo like you have to own a dog, you must own a dog. That's not the case. I haven't seen any governmental mandate where that's been imparted onto you. Let people have dogs, or cats, or ferrets, but let them do it, you know, or don't. You don't have to have them. Just like children, you don't have to have children. You can not have them, or you can have them. Okay, it's not a big deal. Everybody does what they want, and we just go on our way. It's not some fascistic regime where you must own a dog. Okay, just it happens that a lot of people like dogs, and you don't. But do you really need to make a whole channel about it? I mean, got nothing better to do, you know? No family, friends, anyone. A coffee shop you might like to go to every once in a while. Anything? Oh, my bad. It's been taken over by dogs. All of it's been taken over by dogs. You can't even go outside. That's my bad. Okay, I should be more vigilant with what I say, because you do live in a prison of your own design. But that's enough from me, alright? You want to hear from Canine Official, alright? The expert on mutts, as he calls them. You know, I don't know where to start to really impart the wisdom of this person, but I think one reason the world's getting worse looks like a good video to start at, because, you know what, I've been thinking about it, and I've been thinking, what has been making the world, why does the world feel worse now? What could it be? And, you know, I never thought to go, hey, it's dogs. Dogs are the reason my life is trash, and I hate it. But before we continue on with the video, I usually like to check the description and see what they've got to say under it, because sometimes there's stuff left out, and you go into the description and go, oh, I forgot that, I'm going to put that in there just in case someone comes down here. So let's do that. Here are the lyrics to the end song. I wrote these very recently. Vocals and instrumentation are AI generated. Of course they are, why wouldn't they be? The person who's like, the mutts, they're killing the natural habitat, uses AI. I'm not even going to say anything about that. I think you can put 2 and 2 together. Now, I'm not saying you don't actually care about the environment and just using it to propagate your hatred of dogs. No, I would never say that at all. That doesn't sound like something I would say. Other people might say it, but I would. No, I'm a nice guy. I wouldn't do that.
I'm going to start with a brief account from a subscriber who wishes to remain anonymous. The story they shared with me is so infuriating, and it goes to show 2 things. 1, that we are clearly living in an unjust world and society.
You are correct. You know, you are correct. We are living in an unjust society and world. You know, genocides are taking place, people being starved. That is correct. But I have a feeling that that's not going to be the reason you're going to be bringing that up. It's going to be something way stupider.
2, that dog owners are privileged and pretty much taking over everywhere and making people's lives absolutely miserable.
This dog situation is so incredibly depressing, and it's like screaming in a vacuum with no one listening. Things got worse at my home once I put up my privacy tarp from my nutter neighbor. She targeted me more, letting the dog bark, throwing a ball continuously on the fence for the mutt. But it's her looking in my windows that is the absolute worst.
Sorry, what? Listen, I don't know where this story's going, but it sounds like the neighbour, yes, does sound a little insane. What the fuck does that have to do with the dog? The neighbour was constantly throwing the ball at my fence and looking through my windows, and you know what? That made me realise that dogs need to go away from this earth. That's what it made me realise. The neighbour was an insane person, but it was the dog, actually, that I had the issue with.
I complained to the landlord, but she actually enjoys the fact that I am in this predicament. So, I have to keep my curtains and windows closed now. just to protect the little bit of sanity I have left. It's so depressing to keep your curtains and windows closed all day. I'm paying rent for a patio I can't even step outside on. Windows and doors I can't open. Anyway, I'm just so down because the presence of dogs continues to reduce my quality of life, and there is absolutely nothing I can do about it. I barely leave my home and avoid people now. I can't stand seeing people walking dogs any longer. I can't stand interacting with people and their dogs on the sidewalk. Everyone is housing and feeding these mutts. It disgusts me.
Listen, I was on your side when the neighbour was looking through your window, okay? That's an invasion of privacy, absolutely. The rest I didn't quite get. What did that have to do with anything? Dogs walking on the sidewalk and being around you out in public? You're stuck in a prison of your own neuropathy is what it sounds like. Listen, again, the neighbour shouldn't be looking through your window if that's actually what happened. But the rest? Huh? Like, it just sounds like you got a crazy neighbour that is a bit of a freak. I mean, I don't know what that's got to do with dogs and hating dogs. Is it because she has a dog? There's more stories to come, so we'll keep going. And by the way, that 1 minute and 40 of AI voice just killed 14 trees. So this nature argument about dogs is really running its course, isn't it? Just before we do get on to the next story, I do want to just congratulate this person on the editing, because this zoom on the dog
With people and their dogs on the sidewalk. Everyone is housing
is one of the funniest things I've seen all year. So to you, congratulations. Seriously.
Dystopia, a society in which there is great suffering or injustice, typically one that is totalitarian or post-apocalyptic. A compelling argument can be made that aspects of our current reality increasingly resemble the dystopian scenarios depicted in the Netflix show Black Mirror.
Now I just want to remind you, the viewer, that this isn't about a fat pedophile running the American government. No. This is about dog ownership and, I don't know, how totalitarian it is. I mean, there's plenty of fascistic things going on in the world. Dog ownership, I don't see it as that. I see it as a thing that people do because they like dogs and they like having a animal companion. But, we don't see eye to eye, and that's okay. For me, this channel really is the best of schizophrenia compilation, and I love it.
Of course, they have yet to produce an episode reflecting the Kafka-esque waking nightmare of living in a dog-infested world. This term, Kafkaesque, refers to the confusing and nightmarish worlds where individuals struggle against overwhelming, incomprehensible forces.
This can't be a real person, right? I mean, this person cannot exist in the real world. I agree. I'm not laughing because I disagree, I'm laughing because it's so obvious. And how have people not gotten this earlier, that this is a very Kafka-esque world that we live in? This dog ownership. I mean, this totalitarian world where people own dogs by their own right? Ugh, makes me sick. I mean, the funny thing is comparing, someone's choice to own a dog to totalitarianism because you don't want people to own dogs because you don't like dogs is a very totalitarian way of thinking. So, now it may sound like I'm being skeptical and, rightly so, but I've been convinced. I think, the one reason the world's getting worse is dogs. And it's got nothing to do with anything else that's going on in the world right now, fat pedophile in office in America, genocide. I don't think those are the issues that are making the world worse. This guy's right. It's dogs. And I've been convinced. So that's why I'm going to skip the rest of this 23-minute video. And I really want to hear this AI song that he made. I'm sure it's going to be fantastic, and I'm going to be up out of my seat. And I hope you're up out of your seat too. Let's listen together. Let's enjoy.
Dogs don't belong in markets. It was so gross to see. Some are all up at Walmart, deep in the produce cheese. That's where we all stop, go to get groceries. It shouldn't be in shopping carts so near you or me. When we're in a place to shop, not supposed to be. A stink beast at these spots we never chose to see. Dogs belong
the beauty. I'm not going to listen to the whole thing because it looks like it's going to be about 4 minutes long. But can I just say, that's got to be the most Imagine Dragons song that's ever been released ever. I don't think the Imagine Dragons could release a song that sounds so much like the Imagine Dragons, ever. I hope you enjoyed this. I really want to share a spotlight on one of the great channels that is really promoting the good work that people do all around the world with mental health. And I think people like this who, I guess, create a whole channel dedicated to one thing they despise could really use that help, and I hope they seek it. Anyway, good luck to K-Nun Official. I wish you all the success in the world in your very bizarre little niche, and yeah, I love you. Alright, like and subscribe, I'll see you later. And Dogfree community, don't come after me, don't try and find where I live, alright? I don't have a dog anymore, he's dead. So there's no reason to come to my house, alright? One less to exterminate him, alright? Alright, fuck off.
Shifty Drongo.
I love Shifty Drongo.